You know, most people are on a treadmill, running a race they didn't even choose. They just work, they spend, and they hope for the best. But for some of us, for you, that path just feels wrong. It's like a script written for someone else. There's this feeling, right? A quiet certainty that you were built for a different game entirely. Well, this explainer is for you.
Let's get right to the heart of it. Your bank account, whatever it says today, it's just a number. It's a temporary snapshot in time. But your mindset, that is the actual blueprint for your entire financial future. We're here to talk about why your way of thinking is the real asset. When that mindset is right, the money, it's just a matter of time.
So here's the fundamental truth we need to operate from. Significant wealth is never an accident. It's not won in a lottery, it's built brick by brick. It's a skill, a discipline. And like any skill, it can be learned and it can be perfected. Today, we're not just going to talk about it, we're going to break down the blueprint, the 3 foundational pillars that this skill is built on.
Okay, pillar 1, the mindset. Before you make your first dollar, before you make a single investment, you have to get this right. This is your internal philosophy. Think of it as the operating system that runs everything in the background, the silent director behind every single decision you make.
Now look at how all of these traits work together. The truly wealthy are perpetual students. They know their income is just a reflection of their personal growth. And because of this internal focus, they have zero need to look rich. Their validation comes from inside, not from flashy objects. They don't have vague dreams. They have specific, measurable goals. Failure isn't defeat, it's just data. And they are meticulous about who they let into their inner circle. And maybe most importantly, they think on a scale that honestly frightens most people.
All right, so how does this mindset actually translate into real-world action? Well, that brings us to pillar 2, the strategy. This is where your internal philosophy gets put to the test, where you actually start making the moves that matter. The strategies of the wealthy are incredibly consistent across the board. They understand that you can always make more money, but you can never, ever make more time. That's why they play offense, aggressively growing their income instead of playing defense with a penny-pinching mindset. They build multiple, robust income streams. But all of this, every single bit of it, is built on one core, non-negotiable principle.
This right here. This slide shows the single most important concept in all of financial literacy. If you master this one idea, you master the entire game. It's simple. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. The wealthy are absolutely obsessed with acquiring assets, things that pay them while they sleep. Everyone else? They buy liabilities that they think are assets. And that one difference, that right there, determines your entire financial destiny.
And this really is the strategic imperative. I mean, let's be honest, saving your pennies won't get you there. Skipping coffee is not a wealth strategy. You have to play offense. Your primary focus must be on expansion, on creation, on dramatically increasing your income. Wealth is built by playing offense, period.
So this brings us to our final pillar, the one that really holds it all together, discipline. Because a brilliant mindset and a perfect strategy, well, they're completely useless without the personal fortitude to execute, day in and day out, over the long haul. The path of discipline isn't actually that complicated. It really starts with delayed gratification, the quiet power to sacrifice today for a much greater tomorrow. It absolutely demands extreme accountability. You are the captain of your ship, and you alone are responsible for its destination. It requires you to be adaptable enough to see opportunity inside of chaos, and it requires a bias for action over endless analysis. And finally, it all comes down to resilience.
And let's be crystal clear on this point. Every other strategy, every other mindset trait is completely worthless without this one. The journey to wealth is long and it's hard. There will be setbacks. Resilience is the most critical skill you can possess because it's the one thing that keeps you in the game long enough to actually win. Quitting is the only way to guarantee you'll fail.
Okay, so you have the mindset, you have the strategy, and you have the discipline. You've moved from an internal philosophy to external execution. So now we come to the final mandate, which is the bridge from just knowing to actually doing.
And here it is. This is the final piece of the puzzle, the one idea that ties this entire framework together. You understand that the single greatest asset you will ever own is you, your mind, your skills, your character. You are the engine of your wealth.
And this is exactly why that final mandate is so critical. Because markets do crash, real estate crashes, but the investment you make in yourself, in new skills, in deeper knowledge, in a stronger mindset, that is the only investment that is truly secure.
It pays dividends for the rest of your life, and no one can ever take it away from you.
So, as you look back on these signs, this final slide asks the only question that matters now. You recognize yourself in this, you have the knowledge, you have the framework, the responsibility is now yours. The real question is no longer if you will walk this path, but what specific action you're going to take today to start.